Hello, Latin Groove friends. This is José Rosario, and we are here on the record with one of the big personalities in Texas, creator or co-creator of the Tejano Music Awards, an artist, an instrumental person in the careers of many artists in Texas, and names that now are known worldwide. So, Rudy Treviño, welcome to Latin Groove.
Well, thank you, Jose, for inviting me. I'm so glad that we'll have a chance to talk a little bit about the awards and about the artists and about the circumstances that things come up and how the awards grew from just an idea to a worldwide exposure.
Yeah, so let's start. You know, we were talking about how the term Tejano, at first it was Chicano music, and then there was a decision to change it into Tejano. How did that happen?
Well, it happened because of one thing, and that was Gilbert Escobedo and Rudy Treviño were co-founders of the Tejano Music Awards. We met for about 3 years before we actually laid down the plans, create an organization, and go into staging of the Tejano Music Awards. So as we dealt with that, we found that people might not relate to that because they were using something new to describe it. And we went on ahead with it because we felt that we needed to give it a new name. There was a lot of different names that was given to our music. Música Chicana, música Mexicana, Mexican-American music, and quite a variety
Was
of
there
different...
like a Chicano soul?
It's Chicano soul and numerous other names. And we thought, you know, why don't we do something cohesive so that it could go under one banner, one name, and it'll be associated with our people from Texas, Mexicanos that create their own music.
Sure.
And we gave it the name Tejano. And as a result of that, you know, our musicians who travel from Texas to up north and to continue to travel with our farm workers and people that went to work up north, Wisconsin, Washington State, quite a few different areas. And when they would perform for the workers in the afternoon, at night, they stage a little performance, and they would ask, well, what kind of music is that? You know, ¿de son? ¿Qué son? Son Tejanos.
Tejanos from
And
Texas.
so it was, Tejano music. Okay. So and then from then on, all musicians continued to use the word Tejano music. So that created a lot of different things in our industry, and not only our industry, but things that are related to the industry, like record shops.
Sure.
There are Tejano record shops, Tejano clubs, Tejano musicians, Tejano clothing. So it created a whole different world that we helped create. So I was very fortunate and thankful.
And I was just coming into the Tejano scene at the time with Manny Guerra. And I remember the discussions about calling it Tejano. And you mentioned that little Joe was insisting in Chicano, right?
Well, he had been in the music so long that he created, you know, his own verbiage and words of having to do that relates to his kind of music, and it was on the Chicano.
On that Chicano.
Yeah, and so he was kind of hesitant to abandon that and adhere to the word Tejano.
The new term. And I remember also that at the time when that transition happened, the music went from being fully orchestrated to more a mix of conjunto, a mix of Mexican music and keyboards.
Yeah. And one of the big bands that created a lot of that was MAZZ.
Grupo MAZZ.
Grupo MAZZ, and they had that was totally different from the other musicians. But you're right, the music was a little more inclusive than just Mexican music. It was having to do with the not only Tejano music, the way it's orchestrated, but also conjunto,
Sí.
traditional, and the new wave, having to do with conjunto, traditional, and help me out with that.
Yeah, remembering like David Ligarza, Roberto
Yeah.
Pulido,
Yeah.
that's straight ahead sound, and then you have Ram Herrera, then you had Emilio Navaira, Selena, you had, for example, people pushing the envelope as far as sound. I remember La Mafia.
Oh yeah, and
You know?
then those explosives.
Yes.
That was the first time that the Tejano music had been open for that, and it created a big commotion, and it was well accepted.
Sure. And I because you guys were also pushing the envelope, and you were reaching younger audiences.
Yes, exactly.
And that's really what made the golden age of Tejano at the time when you guys started the Tejano Music Awards, and for many years ahead. I remember going to my first Tejano Music Awards was when Lisa Lopez got the award for Si
Quieres
Quieres
Verme
Verme
Llorar.
Yes, yes.
Oh, tremendous
And
sound.
then you had, of course,
Broke new ground.
yes. Then so many great singers that we've had, and we still have today. We had Elsa Garcia, we have La Reina de la Onda, Chicana,
And Laura
Laura Canales at the time, and so many recognized names that you guys gave the recognition to.
Yes.
Today we have Stefani Montiel, we have ELIDA REYNA, we have so many amazing SHELLY Lares. Oh my goodness, SHELLY Lares, that
I
are
remember when
on
she
solid
started, we
ground.
started off at 10 years old, I believe.
Yes.
She was like 10 years old when we got
Hot
her on
tamales.
stage with hot tamales. Actually, they had performed for us when I was teaching high school at Lanier High School. We had a fundraiser and we invited hot tamales. And then they asked me, can I bring a female vocalist? I said, sure. And it was Shelly, and I said, wow, she's amazing.
Yes.
So when the opportunity came up, because I always wanted to do something at the awards that not only recognize the well-known artists, but also bring up the new artists.
And that's
Every
so
show.
important.
Every show. So we brought in Shelly, and she was dynamite.
She was dynamite. I remember introducing her to Manny Guerra.
Oh, uh-huh.
I met Fred Lares. I was a captain in the Army, and Fred Lares had an embroidery shop. We started talking, and he found out I was into music. He said, oh, well, my daughter is a singer. And then he showed me a black and white and so on. And at the time, Selena had signed with EMI Latin, and he didn't have a leading female. So he said, you had mentioned a young girl. Can you bring her? So I told Fred Lares, say, Manny Guerra wants to meet you. And he got all excited. So I made the introductions, and the rest is history. Shelly is truly dynamite. She's celebrating, I believe, 30 years, and she is retiring, becoming a nurse now. So just great careers. Of the nights, you remember that night when José Behar was there, and
Yeah.
he signed Selena?
Yes.
So who was supposed to open?
That's always been a question that I hesitate to bring up and answer, because I had already the lineup for the Tejano Music Award presentation. We had all the artists lined up, everybody's in agreement, everybody signed contracts, ready to go. And then one of the artists, when they found out, because it was a unit, when they found out that they were going to open the show, they said, oh, no, Rudy, no. Look, we cannot open the show because we already past that, they associated opening the show with a beginning band,
Yeah.
an opening act,
A warm up, right?
a warm-up band. And I said, son of a gun, I can't. What am I going to do? I need to. And they even offered me money. No, we'll pay you. No. I said, don't even bring that word up. We don't deal with that. We don't deal at all with things like that. We need to go with what we have and schedule. And if we cannot do it, then I need to bring somebody else on. And I thought about it and I thought about it, and I said, well, we do need a new artist, and we need to not only continue our tradition of bringing in new artists to expose them, to give them a chance to participate. And I said, God, maybe I can. And I talked with our people in the office, the Tejano Music Award people in the office. And I said, I'm thinking about having Selena. Well, do you think she's going to be do you think she can be able to carry the load? It's going to be very important that we, come up with a quality act. And I said, I believe in Selena. She will do a good job. I've seen her perform. She's very young, and she will keep our tradition of bringing in new acts. And I think she will do the job. Well, can you call Abraham? I said, yes, I can call Abraham. I called Abraham and I said, Abraham, we have an opportunity for Selena to perform at the awards. Would you have any problems with having her perform at the awards? Oh, no. I said, well, let me tell you, it's an opening act. And if you want it, you got it. And he says, yes, of course.
Yeah, of course.
No problem. I said, okay, fine. Then the story got bigger because they kept wondering who was that act that didn't want to perform. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, it was La Sombra.
It was La Sombra.
Yeah.
And you know what?
But it wasn't the band. It was the management.
The management, sure. Because an artist is going to perform no matter where.
Yeah.
And, the thing is, José Behar, Capitol EMI, was here to sign that big Tejano act that was making a lot of waves. Mm-hmm. But then they saw the opening act at the Tejano Music Awards and they fell in love with Selena. And that changed history.
Not only that, it was a double whammy because not only did she get a very good contract with the José Behar, EMI Latin, mm-hmm. but also a contract with Coca-Cola, one of the biggest in the world.
Yes.
And after that, they took her everywhere. She was #1 song, they produced every merchandising element that you can think of with Selena.
That's so amazing. So amazing.
And that went worldwide.
And the thing is, you have many artists that have been not made by the awards, but catapulted.
Yeah.
Into bigger fame because of the awards. Because I consider the Tejano Music Awards, Country Music Awards, as a showcase. Mm-hmm. And that's where you show who you are as an artist, right? That is the gala night mm-hmm. for music. So you started the Tejano Music Awards. How do you feel at a distance from those golden years of the Tejano Music Awards?
Well, the Tejano Music Awards had a lot of things going for it. For one thing, the record labels were there.
I was there.
Yes, you were. And the record labels, anytime that I had a problem or I needed help, I would go to the record labels and say, I need an artist for the awards, and it's going to be here, situated in this position.
Yes.
Do you want... There was two things. Sometimes I would say, do you think that we can get so-and-so? Or sometimes I would tell them, you have an opportunity as a label to propose to have one of your artists participate, in the awards. So sometimes it wasn't me that would point out an artist, I want him. No, it would be, sometimes it would be the label, and the label would say that. I want my artist to be so-and-so.
And you know what's funny and interesting today, that it's not only you saying it, but I was there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was there with Manny Guerra,
Yeah.
and I was there with Capitol.
Yeah.
And
Sony.
And with Sony. And every time that you would call us, it was an opportunity for our artists.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we took it. We took it. And it's just amazing all the careers that have been made and continue today. You know, the young stars that we supported back then are now the icons of Tejano music.
Mm-hmm.
And that's amazing. But I want to also get to know you as a person. You're married to Guadalupe.
Yes.
And you have children who are leaders in the community, grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
You have Erin. She is a doctor, a nurse. Very, very.
She's a city council person.
It's
too.
amazing, right? So the family continues that legacy of playing a role in the community. You are an amazing artist, a painter.
Yes.
So tell me about your painting.
Well, I started out, you know, when I started teaching in art. As I was going to the university, I completed 2 years of college, and the director of the art department, the director of the district of the art department, called my old teacher in high school and says, "Can you recommend somebody for this position at Lanier High School as an art teacher?" And she turned around and she says, "I'd like to have Rudy Treviño." And I said, "God, I only have 2 years of college. I can't do that. I want to finish it." Because if I go into teaching now, it might not be to where I can finish my college degree. I want to have my college degree. Well, sure. So I turned it down. They wanted me to start teaching in my second year of college. And I said, "No, I can't do that. I'm going to need, thank you very much, but I got to continue my schooling." So I went back and I continued my studies at the University of Texas in Austin. And at the end of my third year, they came back again and they said, "We want you because this position is not going to stay open very long. And I'll tell you what," he said, "whoever handles that position is not going to give it up until they retire."
Yes.
And I said, "Oh,
Sure.
my God." And there was only 1, 2, 3 in the district. Is only 3 of the same kind of class, which was a 3-year class, 3-hour class,
Okay.
3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon. And I said no. So I thought about it, and then on the other hand, also, you know, I had kept my wife, my girlfriend, holding and waiting for me until I would finish college. And so I said, "You know what? This would be a golden opportunity for me to go ahead and settle down. I'll take the teaching job," and that's my 3rd year of college.
Wow.
And I said, "I'll go ahead and take it." And then they said, "Well, provided that you go back and get your degree." I said, "Okay, that's understood." And that 1 year, it was 1967. I was 21 years old.
Wow.
And I had 1 student that was 21. I had 2 students that were 20 years old.
That were your peers.
They were my students, and they were about the same age as I was. And it was interesting, but I had a lot of fun. And I had, like, on my 3rd year of college, my 3rd year of teaching, lo and behold, I did a lot of work that I didn't really have to do, but I enjoyed it so much. And they gave me an outstanding teacher award in 32 counties.
Oh my goodness.
In the state of Texas. So I was real proud of that, and it turned out that it was very rewarding for me, and I I still am in contact with a lot of my students back in 67, 68. They still recognize me. They still come out on Facebook all the time. And so I was real happy to do that.
That is great. And looking at your artwork, I can see why. And I know you're going to be, one of your pieces will be exhibited in Vancouver.
Vancouver, Canada. And it's an international exhibition.
And you were also featured at the Centro de Arte San Antonio, el Centro Cultural Aztlán. And we have here some, I just want to show some of the art. There's a whole lot of paintings by Rudy Treviño. They're amazing. I like this one, Fishman.
This is the one that's on exhibit.
And this is the one that's
Ontario,
traveling
Canada.
to Ontario, Canada.
That has to do with the farm workers. And remember the lettuce boycott? And all
Yes,
that a while
yes,
back?
I remember
Had
that.
to do with that.
So you got your master's degree, and more than that, you know, you had hundreds of students that now are also influential, and now you are
A
a
writer,
writer.
novelist.
This is an amazing book, Los Tejanos, written by Juan Garcia and Rudy Treviño. It's our quest for El Dorado. You know, so thank you for sharing this with us, and for you guys at home, get a copy and read it up. It's very, very good. So Rudy Treviño, my friend, you know, after so many years, you know, we have shared through the music, the Tejano music, and so many amazing experiences, and so many shared friends. You know, our dear friend Ruben Cubillos, who, you know, we want to remember as such an essential part of our industry. So many mutual friends, Manny Guerra, and the artists, all the artists.
Abraham
Abraham
Quintanilla,
Quintanilla, of course, you know,
SHELLY
my dear
Lares,
friend.
Selena. An amazing number of artists.
Ram,
Emilio and Ram.
Emilio, J. Perez,
J. Perez.
Grupo MAZZ.
Grupo MAZZ.
You know, so many great memories, you know.
Yes.
So it is a great pleasure, you know, to be able to share now on this platform, Latin Groove,
Latin
which
Groove.
is gives us an opportunity. And what's funny is that Latin Groove was also born as an alternative name to Tejano, but then it became Latin Groove News. So it ended up not changing Tejano music because, again, people just like Little Joe wanted to stick with Tejano music. Because
Chicana.
yes, because now Tejano is, like you were mentioning, it's not just the music. Tejano is a culture now.
It's a culture.
You know, Tejano is an identity, and it's where people go. You know, it's a place where the families are taking their kids to. This is your music. This is our music. These are the artists that make Tejano music, and I just want to say that artists that make Tejano music are not just from Texas, you know,
Oh, no.
because you look at La Sombra from Chicago, you look at Stefani Montiel from New Mexico, and artists from Mexico, de Monterrey, vienen de Guadalajara, from Mexico City, and we have Tejano music lovers all over the world now.
All over the world. When I was doing the Tejano Music Award, the reason it grew tremendously is because we used to have a radio show. It was called the Tejano, the National Tejano Music Network.
Yes, I
Believe
remember
it.
that.
And we used to come out every week, once a
Yes.
week. And we used to broadcast, we used to record it in the office, and we used to send it out. Back then it was on audio cassettes.
Not on 8-track.
No, it was on little small little cassettes. But
Yeah.
we had 154 radio outlets.
And that's why I called it the golden age of Tejano music. Because at the time, I remember we celebrated every time a new Tejano station would open, we would celebrate. And it was such an amazing industry, and that's why the labels came in. That's why Sony Music came in, and that's why EMI Latin came in. You know, and then Fonovisa, you name it, everybody came in.
And of course, Manny was already there.
And Manny was already there. Manny,
Yeah.
you know, I started with Manny as an artist, and then transitioned into management, you know, managing his label. So I was able to witness all that, and I was
Firsthand.
I was able to witness your work, and that's why I wanted you to be one of the first ones. You know, I had Abraham in the last chapter, because you guys are so consequential to not just Tejano music, but music overall. Because without the creation of the Tejano Music Awards, we wouldn't have had the showcase to launch a lot of careers. So once again, thank you for being here, my dear friend.
Thank you,
Thank you
Jose.
so
I
much.
appreciate the time and the effort and that you do, and the audience that you bring to the music industry. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Amigos, dear friends, Latin group friends, this is On the Record with José Rosario and my dear friend, Rudy Treviño. Hasta pronto, see you later, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye-bye.